motherfucker. Go in, nigga. Shit.
What up, everybody? Welcome to the J Payso podcast. This is your boy, J Payso, and we got a very special guest in the building that I'm extremely excited about. Man, first and foremost, I'm excited about all my guests because I'm not just picking anybody. But this guest right here is very special to me because this is someone that helped transform my life. That's helped a lot of fighters in the community. It's not even just Brooklyn, all over the place. I started boxing, but when I met this individual, it was a connection that we had. Like it was different. It was something that you can't really explain, Kel. Because I remember I'm getting goosebumps right now talking about it. Right. I remember you giving me tips, and it was just like from that point on, that day, you know what day I'm talking about. From that point on, it was just like a connection that we have. It was fire. It was dope. I learned a lot of life from Kel. Learned a lot of everything. Working with Kel, being with Kel. He was like a big brother to me. He is my big bro. I really appreciate you coming out. Well, I came out, but I really appreciate you, doing this podcast with me.
No, I appreciate you, man. I'm proud of you, man. But first and foremost, like, big up my company, Jimmy Boxing, GGE Enterprises, and of course, Payso Productions, podcast. Like, I always knew this guy was going to be a star no matter whatever he did in life. And also want to give a big shout out to Green Fitness for allowing us to do this interview in their facility, and a special shout out to all the coaches here for embracing me with open arms, even though I'm not the easiest person to get along with, but they accepted me and they gave me a shot. So much love to all you guys, and I appreciate you.
Just right to it.
Right to it.
Right to it.
Right to it.
That's
how we do it.
And that's something that Kel has taught me. That's one of the things that we starting the podcast like that. That's one of the things that Kel had taught me was like, yo, you gotta promote your shit as fast as possible. As soon as you start doing it, put it out there, and that's exactly what you did right now.
You gotta know what it is off the top, you know what I mean? Because it's all real. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm about to get into a whole bunch of shit, but it's all real, it's all love. And if you don't sell yourself, if you don't believe in yourself, who will?
Yeah, that's
so you got to present yourself to the world first for other people to jump on board and say, yo, this guy's out there doing his thing.
Yeah.
And like Jay Payso, he's doing his thing. And not to change subjects, but I always knew he was going to be a star, and regardless of what you did. Now, I told you this from the jump, whether it was boxing, rapping, tap dancing, nigga, selling products, promoting podcasts, doing interviews, whatever you do, you got the glow. Yeah. And I'm one of the people who recognize real and I understand what it looks like. There's a big difference for people to say what it is.
You can pull it back.
But it's one thing to understand what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when I see it, I know it. Because I've been around enough characters in my lifetime to understand that from the good to the bad, from the bad to the good, from the left to the right. I've been around enough jokers to know what real successful people look like.
You coming with the guns blazing. So let's start here, Kel. So, first off, coming up with you, being around you, because it wasn't just coming up with you. I was with you every single day.
Yeah, man.
I met you
like my child.
I met you at what? 15? 14, 15. I met you
at the first gym on North 9th Street in Greenpoint, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I remember the first day you came running up to me. I saw you hitting the bag, a little snotty nose, your baggy clothes on and shit, your little ski hat and shit like that. I said, what the hell is this little kid? You know what I mean? He had the little glow though, but I saw the talent there. Yeah, you was like 14 years old.
A little booger in the nose.
You know what I mean?
I want to know about you. We're gonna get into all of that, right? But being around you, hearing your story, where you grew up, how you grew up. I know a lot of your friends. A lot of good people, a lot of gangsters. You grew up in a different era. You know what I mean? So I want the people to know, who you are, where you come from, where you were born, where you from.
Yeah. Well, basically, I come from Brooklyn, straight up. A lot of motherfuckers be saying, excuse my language, but a lot of motherfuckers be saying they from Brooklyn. And once you move out of Brooklyn, you're not Brooklyn no more. Let's get that straight, though. But I'm from Brooklyn. 2 years out of Brooklyn, you're not a Brooklyn, you're a Brooklynite, but you're not from Brooklyn no more.
So
let's stop using that.
So I'm a Brooklynite?
You're a Brooklyn at this point.
I can't say
bro.
I'm from Brooklyn?
Now, you can say you're from Brooklyn. You can say from out of Brooklyn, but you can't say I'm from Brooklyn. You know what I mean? It's a big difference. Outer means that you was once here
Yeah.
and you moved on to better pastures in most cases.
Yeah.
So there's nothing to be ashamed of. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But Brooklyn got a certain stigmatism to it. Like everybody got to say I'm from Brooklyn, and that means you're special. No, you could be a bum from Brooklyn. You know what I mean? Or you could be that guy from Brooklyn.
I think Brooklyn is special.
Brooklyn is a special place in itself because they come out of the trenches part of Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Not every part of Brooklyn, the trenches part of Brooklyn, and you survive it and you make your way out of it, that means you're special. It's not the Brooklyn is special, it's you making it out of it makes you as the individual special. Brooklyn is an unforgiving place. I wouldn't want to raise nobody in this shit, to be honest with you. But unfortunately, the universe has placed us in this position where we have to climb out of the ghetto, the gutter, from the real bottom, not all these guys pretending they from the bottom, from the real bottom and having absolutely nothing, meaning seeing our parents come from nothing and try to sacrifice to raise us, and we become somebody. That's what makes Brooklyn special. Not because you in Brooklyn. If that's the case, a whole planet can move to Brooklyn, everybody's special. Everybody's not special. Special is a right you have to earn. You know what I mean? If you want to keep it a buck. And for all you cats that are still screaming, I'm from Brooklyn. You're not from Brooklyn no more. You made it out of Brooklyn.
You made it out of
You
Brooklyn.
made it out, and you should be proud. Say, from out of Brooklyn.
From out of Brooklyn.
You know what I mean? Keep it a buck. You made it.
Hove could say he from Brooklyn.
He can say I'm from out of Brooklyn at the
From out
particular
of Brooklyn.
point because you're not living in Brooklyn no
You're
more.
being very specific.
You probably
right now.
you probably have a residency in Brooklyn.
You're being very specific right now.
Yeah, so very Pacific, right? So you gotta have a residency in Brooklyn, but you live in Florida, California, the Netherlands probably, Paris,
Yeah.
hopefully in Africa somewhere.
Yeah.
But you don't live in Brooklyn anymore. It's a real thing. Once I move the hell out of Brooklyn, I'm gonna say from out of Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I made it out.
Yeah.
I'm
Facts.
done.
I think
But I love Brooklyn. Brooklyn is in my heart and always will be there.
facts. You from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn?
Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn,
That's
born
where I'm
and
from.
raised. And I'm from the real part of Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. We used to call it Baby Vietnam. I'm not giving you my exact location, but I was from the real part of Brooklyn. Google it, Baby Vietnam, Bed-Stuy, do or die, and you know where I'm from. That's the real part of Brooklyn. You know what I mean? Where we was, and I'm not bragging about it because there's nothing to brag about. Murder and destruction and being in disarray is nothing to brag about. Poverty is nothing to brag about. But I'm explaining where I came from.
You also got different parts of New York inside of you too. You got Lower East Side.
No doubt.
all
I
that.
got, man, we want to keep it a buck.
Yeah.
I went from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, to South Side, Brooklyn, which my heart is at right now.
Yeah.
And then I went to LES Manhattan.
Lower
Then I
East
went
Side.
to Uptown Manhattan. Then I went to the Bronx. Then I went to the Boogie Down.
They call
I
it-
went there.
Nah.
Then I went to Queens. I was all over Queens in the rich neighborhoods, Forest Hills, had condos and all that stuff there. I went out to Jersey, out to Atlantic City. I did all that there. Got condos there too. You know what I mean? I've been around the planet. You know what I mean? Basically.
So let's get into it now. You from Brooklyn? You know, I've always you know, from the jump. You know, I met you. You was always successful, always hardworking. One of the most consistent people I know.
Exactly.
You know, one of the most consistent people I know. I think, you know, a lot of times I get that consistency from you because you are who you keep yourself around. And I've
That's
always
right.
been around like hardworking people, and you was somebody that I was like literally. You pick me up from school, go to the gym, all that kind of stuff. But you would do that after you came out of your
9 to
job
5.
at a time, and it was
Yeah.
not just no 9 to 5. You had a really good job.
Demanding job. I was breaking, you know, not to cut you
and-
off, but I was working for the gas company, National Grid, the street department. Not the guys that go behind your stove
Yeah.
and check it. I was really in the trench. Niggas talking about they come out of the mud, nigga. I was mud on this job. I came out of the mud of Brooklyn, and my job, I was literally in the mud. We used to fix the gas mains, meaning you had to break the concrete with the jackhammer. You had to dig that concrete up. Then you had to dig down into the dirt, rain, sleet, or snow.
Yeah.
You dig it in the mud.
all
Then you got to get all the way around to underneath 2 feet under the gas main. Now we got suits on, all kind of toxins, and then you had to fix it and fill it back in.
And then after
So
that,
that's coming out of the mud.
and then after that, you used to pick me up and then go to
That's
the gym.
right. Pick Jay up from his fucking house or from school.
From school,
And go
it
to
was-
the gym.
Yeah.
Go straight to the gym, man. I remember that. Yeah, man. We go straight to the gym, train for 3-4 hours,
Yeah.
be there all night, and then drop you off home, then go home to my wife. I saw this cat more than I saw my wife. That's incredible
That's
for
a
back
fact.
then. And not only did I teach him I pick him up from the gym. Sometimes we just have our downtime. I just drive through the street and show him what the street was like.
No, yeah, 100%.
Just keep it a buck all the way through. Like I said, you can do this boxing shit and be successful at it, or whatever you do and be successful at it. That's something have to be boxing, or you could be in the street with the bum niggas. Pick a choice. The creator of all things give us free will, nigga. Pick a choice. I can't pick it for you. I can just show it to you. You know what I mean? And that was I showed that to everybody.
You know, it's crazy because
Some people could take it, some people couldn't. But you know.
Now you say that, but I got to a point. I ended up, I got to a point in my life where I started to like be aware of a lot of things, and when I started to take life serious, all the things that I started to be aware of, I'm like, damn, Kel used to tell me this when I was a teenager.
That's right.
I mean, like,
that's right.
Just everything, just staying, getting around the right people, staying off the block,
That's right.
Stop partying, Jay, like just a lot of little things you used to tell me.
Don't get caught up in the gang shit. The gang
everything.
shit, no disrespect, but a real man holds his own. Ain't nothing wrong with having friends. Ain't nothing wrong with having solid cats. Now, sometimes the game, I understand the philosophy of the game. The gang is a rest haven for people who don't have outreach, people to reach out to. They have their parents broke out, their moms are struggling, most of the time on drugs or don't have a good job. Their older brothers ain't really looking for them. Their older sister, she's trying to find a way out. She got a man that's giving her hell. So sometimes the gangs is like a safe haven for kids. But unfortunately, in a lot of cases, kids get used in a lot of gangs. No knock, because sometimes even the top generals don't have the proper guidance. Not like they don't want to have it, but they never had an astute general on top of them saying, listen, man, we could do this street shit, but we're going to get this money too. We're going to do these stocks and bonds. We're going to buy this land. We're going to buy this real estate. I'm going to show you how to open a business. They didn't have, in most cases, those type of generals on top. They had the generals that was taught the street from the guy who taught them the street, the guy who taught them the street. And it's unfortunate, but at the same time, it was necessary for survival. So it's not a knock on anybody. I understand the philosophy of being in the clique. Because I was in the clique one time, way back in the early 70s, called the Mad Dogs. You know what I mean? But I was a leader.
You giving your age out right now.
You know what I'm saying?
You're giving your
you know
age
what I mean?
out.
But I was a leader. I was always a general. But my whole thing was, not only we going to do the street shit, but we're going to get to that financial freedom status too. I didn't know at the time. I had to figure it out. But when I figured it out, man, it's a beautiful thing. So all the generals out there, start educating your soldiers on how to find financial freedom. Still could be a gangster, but you can't be a gangster all your life. You're going to get old one day. I tell all my little gangster niggas I know in the street, you can't be a gangster all your life. I tried it. It didn't work. You know what I mean? You got to get to a point where you say, you know what? Fucking 35, nigga. I got to move on mom's crib. I got to get this real money. You know what I mean? I got to take care of my moms. You know what I mean? I got to get this money so I can move her out the hood and take care of her and anybody else that come behind her, nieces and nephews, my kids, grandkids. I got to set it up for them. So you can't be a gangster forever. Get in, get out if that's your situation, or don't get in, just get smart. Read some books. Understand the game. Get around something like you said. Get around 10 millionaires so you can be the 11th millionaire. You know what I mean? Even when you was younger, not to hog the conversation, but
we're listening.
Even when you were younger, I used to kick it to you while we was driving back from 4 hours training. You be nodding off in the car like a little baby. I said, Jay, you ain't gonna understand everything I'm telling you now. But when you get older, you're gonna understand this shit.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I used to tell you that all the time.
All the time. And I used to be like, here we go again. Here you go. But we need that. People need that.
We need that. And you saw how I was moving in the street. I got my respect. I was doing my street shit. I had my stores open. I had my barber shops. I had my clothes spots. I had my whatever spots, you know what I mean? But I still maintained a level of education. And the reason why, like a lot of people I said, unfortunately, they don't have this, so that's why they resort to the gang life. I didn't want to let my mother down, bro.
Stop right there. Do you mind if we talk about your parents?
Man, I love to talk about them.
Yeah, because I remember hearing when I was a teenager, you told me both of your parents died within the same week. You know what I mean?
Back to back.
Let's get into that, man. Talk to me about that and tell me a little about them. And
Yeah, man. Well, my mom's, God bless her soul, I ain't give you her full name, but she was a beautiful woman. You know what I mean? She was a beautiful, beautiful woman. I know everybody said that about their mom.
I'm not laughing about the name. I'm just laughing because Kel never want to give specifics about nothing.
Nothing personal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even on my Instagram, nigga, you don't see my white face. So it is what it is.
That's one thing you taught me, to keep everything private.
Keep your personal life private. People need to know that shit.
Yeah.
If you're moving a certain way, for business-wise, whatever, let them know your business.
Yeah.
I'm selling this, nigga, buy it.
Yeah.
My personal life, my personal life. You don't even know that to know what I'm doing here. If I can help you with my business life, that's what I'm helping you at.
Facts.
You know what I mean? But my mom, she's a beautiful woman, man. Anybody who raised 7 kids and help multiple grandkids and help extended family and close friends that wasn't even family.
Were you the baby? Were you the baby out of it?
The second youngest.
The second youngest.
And help them with no money.
Yeah.
I'm looking at how the hell is she doing this shit?
Yeah. She
getting food stamps. Food stamps came once a month back then. You get the white, colorful food stamps, the embarrassing shit.
Man, listen.
You know what I mean? I hate going to the store with it.
My mother tried to send me to the store with that. I'm like, I'm not going to the store.
Yeah, man.
I'm not going to the store.
And then you compound it, that, and buy me some Kotex.
No.
That was the coup de grace right there. Your name was Mud in the Hood. You know what I mean? Or unless you whoop niggas' ass for joking about it, you got the respect back. But outside that, it was crazy. But yeah, man, so for her to do that with food stamps, and back then they would give you a stipend for your rent, and whatever was left was like food stamps. So you would get imagine, man, trying to feed 7 kids, 4 or 5 grandkids, help your neighbors and shit, your extended family, as we call them, with $159, I remember it to the day. From $114, eventually it graduated to, got a raise for being poor, $159 a month, man.
Wow.
Imagine that shit.
Wow, yeah.
Now, we eat one person can eat $100 a week.
Man.
Imagine doing that shit with $111, $159 a month, bro.
7 kids.
7 kids.
Plus them.
And plus grandkids.
Yeah.
And not all of us was working. My brothers was gangsters.
She had grandkids already?
Man, we was living in the house with us.
Wow.
Yeah, it was 6 of us living in one ass house, 3 bedrooms. Now remember, mama gotta get a bedroom.
Yeah.
So we was doubling, tripling up.
Yeah.
I turned the living room into my bedroom.
Yeah.
The living room.
Yeah.
So the family gathering room was the kitchen.
Yeah.
And that's where we had most of the fist fights at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fighting over them cornflakes in the morning. And them Cracker Jacks and them Apple Jacks and shit.
We can't say cornflakes. So now every time somebody say, yo, we fighting for cornflakes, I think about Diddy.
Exactly.
We're not gonna talk about that.
Man, fuck that nigga. That's some other bullshit. We ain't on that type of time. Nigga, we on this real macho, masculine, aggressive energy time. Fuck them niggas. But this is what I'm talking about. Moms did all that shit with that little bit of money, and that right there sparked something in me saying, I got to get us out of here.
Right.
Whatever I did on the street, I never told my mother about.
Yeah.
And how I didn't tell her about it, I stayed in school. I got kicked out 11th grade.
What high school you went to? What school?
I went to Eli Whitney, which is now Van Arsdale.
Oh, so what was the name of it?
It was Eli Whitney back when I was
Now
there.
it's Van Arsdale.
It was on the north side of Brooklyn.
I know Van Arsdale. Yeah. Oh, you went to that school?
I went there. I went from PS 81, now I'm kind of giving out my neighborhood, PS 81, junior high school 57.
You went to 57?
Yes. Mr.
That's
Smith
right.
was my math teacher, was my mentor.
Oh,
Mr.
shit.
Smith and Miss Eileen. And this other lady, I forget her name though, but she was a black.
That was viral. 57 was viral. Was 324. I went to 324.
Yeah, right
So
down
it was
the
right
block.
there.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Mr. Smith used to always tell me, "You special. You gonna be somebody." I used to hear that shit so much, even from my street niggas. I'm like, "The fuck they talk about, nigga? I'm just trying to get this money." That's what I'm saying in my head.
Yeah.
We were snatching diamonds, leaving cutting school, going to the Diamond District in Manhattan. Man, this is way back. I'm really giving my age up.
Yeah.
47th Street, snatching diamonds, niggas. And the niggas don't know about, we used to really get it. We used to have the superhero, we had the one cat knock out all the superheroes, my man, I can't give you his name, but he just knock out the superheroes and shit like that. That's the guys who try to catch you after you snatch somebody's diamond.
Yeah.
He's waiting to cut and knock the superhero out, and we keep
The
running.
superhero.
Yeah, man, so I went to all those schools. It's crazy, I'm all over the place with it, but I went to all those schools, but my point is, my mom never knew about that part of my life.
No.
My sisters never knew about that part of my life. Because one time I went shoplifting with niggas from my hood, got caught on some dumb shit. And this is how I know I was a real dude. I got caught not because I was careless. I went back to save somebody else from getting caught. And I got caught and they got away. And the nigga didn't even come back for me.
Damn.
But I always been a real nigga like that. You know what I mean? We eat together, we die together. That's always been my philosophy. I made a nickel, you got 2.5 cents. You know what I mean? That always been my philosophy through life. That's why I'm still alive to this day, out of all the shit I've been through. Now, and the real niggas who I used to fuck with still come back and get me. Cal, we need you. I'm like, nigga, I'm too old. I'm over 50, nigga. You bugging. Like, I'm not doing that no more. My life has changed. I ain't a knucklehead no more. That was in my 30s and in the early 40s. Get the fuck out of here. But anyway.
30s and early 40s. You was
Yeah,
wilding
I
out.
was
Well, 30s
wild-
is
yeah, I was
young, man.
wilding
So
out in
30s still that energy.
40s, I had to come back. I went broke. Remember I had the condos in Forest Hills? And I sold them shits to help y'all niggas in boxing. I went broke. I had to go back. I scrambled back up on my feet. But in the interim of all that, I learned knowledge. I learned how to flip the money. With stocks, real estate, all that shit.
You was trying to get me in stocks back then.
Yeah, but let's go back to my parents. We're going to get to
All
that.
right, yeah, we're going to get to everything, yeah.
Mama never knew I did all that street shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when I got caught that time, like I said, from shoplifting, I came home, bro. Yo, and I never even I even told my wife this. One of the saddest moments of my life, my mom's, I came in the house, they definitely call your house to your parents. We're going to release your son because you verified him. You know what I mean? I was like 16 years old. They said, we ain't going to send him to jail. We're going to give him a chance, but he got to go straight home and never come back to Macy's again. I said, all right. Boom. She said, okay, send his ass home. And they was like, oh, you going to get your ass when you get home, boy. Wait your mom to get you. Oh, she going to whoop that ass. That's when you was able to whoop your kids before the system said you can't whoop your kids. Now they take your kids and make them into lollipops. But anyway, because, you know, they got a whole different agenda. That's a whole other topic. But I got my ass home, right? They want to raise your kids, in other words. They want to flip them up and make them crazy. But I got my ass home, and my mom's, I remember, bro, like it was like a gangster flick. You ever seen like I should say like Frank White, Frank Lucas, like the real gangsters, Al Pacino when he played Scarface. When they don't even look at you, they have their back to you. Yeah. So she's looking glazing out the window, and I could see her breath on the window pane because it was cold. And she didn't even look back. She said, so now you want to be like your brothers, huh? And then walked away. I said, God damn. She seemed like like they weren't low life. They did what they had to do to survive. They was gangsters, pimps. They was wild. Yeah, they was wild. Sticking up dice games. They was the real deal.
Make sure you talking in because you know we got a lot of background noise. We in an active gym right now. There's a lot of people back here working out. So
yeah, they was the real deal.
You could lift it. You could move this up too. Right there you go.
Yeah, so they was the real deal. So she was like, so you want to be like your brothers, huh?
Wow.
And I swear I put my head down.
How old were you?
I was 16.
Wow.
I put my head down and I went into my transformed living room into a bedroom.
You're so stupid.
I put my head down and went in there. And I stayed in there.
So stupid.
I stayed in there all night.
I went to my transform.
Yeah, man. I just stayed in there.
You just stood in the living room?
Stood in the room, bro. I just stood in the room all day, all night.
The living room.
The living room. The bedroom, living room.
That's bad.
I just stood in there all day, all night, and I came out the next day.
Yeah.
And ironically, it was a school day.
Yeah.
That was the best time to shoplift when it was busy at that time. Not the weekends. The people might say, "Yo, best to go on the weekends." Everybody out knows the best to go on on the work day, because everybody leave work, they go right to the fucking store to shop, because everybody want to feel good about slaving at their job, the boss they hate, so they want to get a quick what you call emotional lift or a quick feel good feeling, so they run their ass into Macy's and buy something and make that quick gratification feel good moment. Yeah. And they leave. Yeah. So now the store is packed, so that's the best time to go. We figured that out. That's how, we were smart. Even though we were thieves, we were smart. Thieves are not stupid. For all you people out there, you got to be intelligent to be a criminal. Yeah, right. The ones that make it, let's say. Right. The ones that make it, you got to be intelligent. So we figured out the blueprint to it.
If you dumb and a criminal, it's just,
you're fucked up.
Shit just don't mix.
It don't mix. So after that shit, I was like, damn, I got to make my mama proud. Now, I figured out how to make my mom proud. I'm going to do this criminal shit quietly.
You was a mama's boy?
Oh, yeah, all day long. All day long. And anything she wanted, if it's my power, I gave it to her, man. We were doing a whole bunch of wild shit, right? So, I went to school. I made sure I stayed in school, but it got to a point I had a chip on my shoulder because we was poor, nigga. My brothers used to pick on me. I used to get hand-me-downs and shit. And niggas in school said some shit. I cracked them in the head with a desk, got kicked out. So I said, damn, what the fuck am I doing now? I went and got a job. So I said, I can make it up for my, everything was about my mama. I'll make it up to her. This is how I can make it up to her. I ain't going to school. I'm going to get a job. I scrambled for 6 months a year. My sister Sharon, God bless her soul, she was, and my other sister Rita, they always found jobs. So I should run behind them all the time. You know what I mean? You know, everybody said, damn, why you hang out with your sisters? They know how to get this money. Yeah. So I was run behind them all the time. Boom, I got a job. I got to the point where I said, my mom's going to be proud now. I'm working, I'm paying for my own shit. I'm paying my mama's rent. For years I've done it. Paid the whole rent. The house full of people, I paid the whole thing. Boom. Wow. It was $100 or something back then. No, we're on welfare. Yeah. Boom, Ma, here you go. I was making that every week. Here you go, Ma. Boom, here. No, thank you, baby. I love you so much. We need food, baby. Then I started getting tight after about a year of that. Like, damn, all the niggas in the house, you know, everybody chip in. Nobody wanted to chip in. I get, but the food stamps, the money I'm getting, the refrigerator and the cabinet staying full now. Inside of a week, all that shit is gone because everybody eating it up. So now we back fending for me and my mama.
Yeah, it's a lot of people in that.
A lot of people in the house. But I ain't mad at nobody.
Yeah.
But I just want everybody to chip in. Yeah. So, and now, mind you, my pops was living with us to a certain point. That particular part is when my pops left. My pops was living with me from day one till I was like 12 years old. Taught me how to be a man before he left, though. And that was the beauty of it. And I saw what a real man, a masculine, territorial protector looks like. I remember one day walking through we was in baby Vietnam, right? We were coming out of work. He came out of work. I met him at the train station. And really I met him at the bar. He used to drink a lot. Yeah. But I met him at the bar. We walking through the block, and niggas coming down the block thugging. Nah, fuck that shit. My pop, now he could have just came with me and went into the building. He wanted to show me what a real man was. Yo, son, pat smack in the back. Yo, boom, go in the building. I catch up with you. Like, we saw my pop and niggas coming up. I'm like, come on, pop. I catch up with you. I run into the building. I'm looking back, see what the hell is going on. Like, please, God, let me have some more pops, you know what I mean? That's wasn't the whole religion shit. Please, God, let me please. And I look at my pop's game looking like, yo, he backed these like 6, 7, probably 8, 9 niggas down by himself. No gun. Niggas can't be coming through here like that.
They grew up, your pops and them grew up in Brooklyn?
He grew up in Queens, Jamaica, Queens. You know, that shit's like Brooklyn.
It was wild over there. Yeah.
He came, and man, he was a Vietnam vet. So he was actually one-on-one screaming niggas. Shout out to y'all dudes, because that's crazy. They used to jump out of the helicopters into the line of fire while niggas are shooting at them with parachutes on, bro. That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's like courage on top of courage on top of insanity.
Wow. So
he was a real one, like a really real solid one.
Right.
So yeah, son. Tell me, yo, y'all can't be coming through here like, I'm saying, crazy. The niggas got weapons. Like, what, OG, what? Like I said, y'all can't be coming through. I'm coming through here with my son after work. They saw I said my pa. All right, Pops, you got it. They just scuffled off. And he came back.
And that's what you learned all
That's
that.
not no. That's a fucking man.
Yeah.
Fuck with anybody say, I want to be like him. I want to have that intensity when niggas challenge me. I want to stand up like that. That's a fucking man.
Yeah.
And that's where all my aggression come from. And I realized over time, I'm so aggressive, I'm an aggressive conversationalist. You know what I mean? Even right now, I'm talking, you see how amped up I am? I'm screaming into the mic. I know that's me. The whole gym probably fucking him like, what the hell is going on? They fighting in there?
You're a Scorpio.
Yeah, now on top of that, I'm a fucking Scorpio like you. So you know what that is. That's super aggression on top of aggression. And when niggas act up, we go all the way in. Ain't no turning back once we get started. No. And that's like an Achilles heel, and it's also like a blessing.
It's a gift and a curse.
A gift and a curse. That's the words I was looking for. It's a gift and a curse because we don't have a chill button.
And you notice, I think I don't know if it's just me or it's just Scorpios. I think we notice a lot of shit.
We in tune.
Yeah.
Our senses beyond the sixth senses.
Yeah.
We got 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah.
So we know. I know when the threat is coming. Mm-hmm. I see it coming before it gets to me.
Yeah.
And you know, and back to my parents, like that's where I get my skills from, my intensity from, my sense of being from, me knowing who I am, know my genetic makeup, I should say. So I know I got that king shit in me. I know I got that super hyper aggressive shit in me.
Yeah.
I know I got that sweet heart side of me.
Yeah.
Cause look, I took care of you. How many people you see me take care of and don't want nothing back?
Yeah, all the time.
Hundreds of people. So I know who I am through them. Mm-hmm. That's why I tell people you got to pray to your ancestors because you're a part of them. They can help you from the other side. Mm-hmm. And it's a fact. They've been helping me forever. Mm-hmm. Every time I got in a pickle, Mama, please, Pops, please, guide me through this. Mm-hmm. Now I'm on my knees begging, oh, Jesus Christ, help me. Because Jesus Christ is busy. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you believe in that. Right. So I pray to my ancestors. Help me out. I need you. Man, I get through every crisis, bro. With flying colors on 10 toes. You know what I mean? With no hiccups, no headaches, no reservations.
How old were you when they passed?
Well, they died in 90. Let me get the number right. I always get it wrong. I keep saying 96, but I believe it was 98. The week of August, the same week in August of 98. I lost two of my brothers the same year in 95. I remember that vividly. My brother, my oldest brother, that was a gangster. I ain't gonna say his name, but he died. We buried him on Valentine's Day. Wow. You know, that was horrible. So, you know, I don't something of the man-made holidays, but we buried him on Valentine's Day. Later on that year, after the whole my brother Million Man March shit, my black brother shit, that's why I know it's all a farce. My brother died the next day, got assassinated. And I was supposed to be with him that day.
Your other brother.
My younger brother, but he was 730. He was my pops and my two other brothers on steroids.
And damn.
Yeah,
and
so that's a lot of aggression.
Your younger brother?
My younger brother.
Wow.
Me and he used to have fist fights because he was so aggressive. He didn't respect nobody in the house. Moms, nobody. So and I was the only one that was able to check him. Yeah.
Why you think things like that happen? When like one person is good, they grow up in the same household, but they're so different.
One becomes amongst civil rivalries. One becomes jealous of the other one.
I heard from someone a while ago, and his perspective of things, the way he put it together, I was like, wow, it was. So he said, my father used to come to me and my brother and basically beat us up, you know what I mean? Like, you know, rough us up. And he said, the way he put it, he said, my father used to come up to us. He'll pull out the gun and say, listen, if you think I'm messing with you, I'll blow you away. If you want to play with me, I love you, but I'll kill you. That's what he said. Yeah. That's what he said. I love you, but I will kill you. Right. And he said, I heard I love you. My brother said, my brother heard I killed you. My brother's doing 40 years in jail right now. Yeah. So, like, he gave that perspective, like, he didn't take the love part of it out. He took he got angry. Ooh. He took the anger side of it. Mm-hmm. And that's me and my little brother. In a nutshell.
My mom told me I loved all of you, but everybody knew you were my favorite.
Yeah.
But I loved all of y'all.
Yeah.
Back at it again. This is how we do it.
All right, so
Gym U Boxing.
the computer shut off on us, but we here. So let's just get right back into it. So we was talking about family. We was talking about what was the last thing?
We were talking about
And
family,
bring-
sibling rivalries, pretty much.
The mic.
We were talking about sibling
Okay,
rivalries.
so you grew
pretty
up.
much.
So you grew up rough. You grew up rough. But you know, and you learned a lot from that. You learned a lot from that, and I mean, whenever you go through things in life, it gives you wisdom. And what I love about you is that you share that wisdom with everybody that comes around you.
Right.
Let's get into the boxing and mindset, because you got a mindset of a champion. You always did. So you know, when we met, what was it that stuck out to you? And let's just dive into it, because you fought. I believe it started with me.
Yeah, it started with you.
I believe it started with me, but then you know you ended up, you know, so many fighters gravitated to you. So talk to me about that.
Well, what happened was I have this gift of seeing the one.
Yeah.
I call it the one, and that means that's the particular person in someone's family that has the tools, whether it be boxing or otherwise, to bring their family out of their situation.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, the creators of all things gave me this gift.
Yeah.
So when I saw you hitting the bag, our energies kind of gravitated to each other. Not to sound all mystical and shit,
Yeah.
but our energies kind of gravitated to each other. And I said, damn, this kid got something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I said, if I could help him tweak a few things, because I learned boxing from my father, my older brother, and a good friend of mine named Eric Martin, who was a karate expert who taught me karate and boxing. But I learned this gift of seeing the one.
Yeah.
Wherever they may be doing. So me being in this gym, I said, this kid has it. So I asked a particular owner at the time. We actually became partners in the gym. And I said, who's that kid? And he said, that's Jose Quiones. I said, that kid got some talent. We could do something with this young man. And he said, well, if you think you can, you can try. And that's when I started training him. You know what I mean? And and then look, we did some things too, and I wasn't lying.
Yeah.
We won a bunch of amateur championships. We won the main championship, which was the Empire State Game, where all the states come together, and we beat all the top dudes. You wasn't even ranked. You beat all the top dudes.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is the way we were coming up was different from a lot of fighters.
Yeah.
Because we were kind of like, not the black sheep, but we were like.
Well, I can explain that whole analogy why it came out that way.
All right, go ahead.
Because the reason why it came out that way.
And the reason why I'm saying that is because we hopped to every gym, and we fought so many fighters that was coming up in Brooklyn.
And that was established.
That was
already.
established. Like, I'm talking about world class
material.
champions.
Yeah.
In the amateur world.
Amateur world.
And we
Professional
and
world.
we was messing with the pros too.
Exactly.
But we was just so all over. So what was
So the reason why we became sort of like the black sheep of boxing, because Gym U Boxing always had a certain level of integrity too that came with it. And it was more than just boxing in itself.
Yeah.
It was life lessons.
Yeah.
It was being attentive to the particular person needs
business?
outside of boxing.
Yeah.
Growing the business of boxing.
Yeah.
And one of the most things was we were independent.
Yeah.
We always had our own gym. We never rode anybody coattails for
Yep.
success. We created our own success.
Yeah.
We created our own leadership.
Yeah.
And the pinnacle of it was we didn't go with the quote unquote the in crowd.
No.
We danced and marched our own tune.
All the time.
And then when we came into the particular gyms, the first 6 months, I ain't gonna lie, it was challenging for us. Sometime we left out of there.
Which gym you talking about?
In particular, Starlight City Gym.
Starlight. So I mean, Starlight
That was the
wars.
best gym in Brooklyn,
It was
in New
wars.
York, in the country.
Period.
Basically, you could
Period.
make a claim it was one of the,
The best
gyms
fighters
in the
was in
country.
there.
Best fighters in there.
Coming up at that time.
Coming at a time. You
Yeah.
can rattle them off. And then some became world champions
Yeah,
out of that gym.
100%.
So, God bless Jimmy O. He passed away, who was a great, great, great friend of mine. Victor Roundtree, that was a trainer in that gym, was my brother. I love him to death. He passed
bless.
away, was a great friend of all of ours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that gym ripped off a whole bunch of
Man,
amateur champions,
legends.
multiple amateur champions, and world champions
Yeah.
on the big stage.
Yeah.
And here come little Jim U Boxing,
Yeah.
1,000 square foot gym
Yeah.
on the other side of town,
Yeah.
coming out of Queens and Brooklyn. We go into this gym. First 6 months they gave us hell,
Man.
and I should get Jay Payso thrashings. I remember one time Jay told me he went home and cried after I
Yo.
gave him a lecture.
No, it
you know
was
what I mean?
great. Well,
A verbal thrashing because I saw y'all had greatness in y'all.
Yeah,
and I wanted to pull it out of y'all, not just physically, but mentally and spiritually.
You used to be sometimes rough.
Yeah, I was extremely rough.
Yeah, you pissed me off a lot of times.
Yeah, because my shit was, you're going to be a world champion, you're going to be a bum. There's no in the middle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's how life is. There is no middle class anymore. Either you're a bum or you're successful. That's just what it is. So anybody can argue, middle class, I got a house, I got this, I'm sorry. But you live in mouth to mouth, you live in paycheck to paycheck, you lose your job, you're on a welfare line. So there is no middle class.
Yeah.
So either you're going to be a bum, which is unfortunately not no disrespect to bum. Sometimes shit just happens in life where you mentally or whatever or physically you can't do it no more, and you got to lean on the system. So you become that, you become stuck in that situation. Or you can propel yourself into being a world champion with the proper mentors, the proper leaders, the main thing, the proper mindset.
Right.
And with direction.
Facts.
And discipline and all those other things come with that kind of achievement. So my thing was, listen, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it bigger than boxing.
Yeah.
We're not just going to go in there physically. We're going to go in there mentally, spiritually.
Boom.
And in my case, being I was financing the whole thing, financially, we don't need nobody.
You know, in high school, I was selling Get Your Money Up Jim U t-shirts in there.
That shows you how to be entrepreneurs.
Yep. Yep.
Because it was
That's a
always,
fact.
for me, it was bigger than boxing.
All the time.
And look at you now.
Yeah, all the time, 100%.
On top of your game.
I tell you what, you was one of my first mentors.
Yeah, man.
You were really one of my first mentors. I mean that in every way. You showed me a lot of the game, and you also showed me how to be myself.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Nothing wrong with being you.
Nah, you always showed me
Nothing
that.
at all.
You know, you showed me work ethic. You showed me consistency because even if I didn't want to go to the gym, you would be in front of my door.
Yep.
Or at my
school. Let's go, nigga. Let's go get it.
Yeah,
Let's
those are real. Because I never looked at you. I never looked at you like a father figure.
Right.
But it was like fun too because
As a father homeboy figure.
it was like it's like it was crazy because I respected you as like that. But it was so much fun because we just
did a lot of shit outside of boxing.
It was just vibes and it was game. I really always enjoyed the game that you gave me, even though it didn't seem like it.
Right.
But I really did. I really did enjoy the game. I'm talking about every aspect of life.
Every nuance.
Not just.
And let me tell you, man, I even took you to your first strip club. I showed you the whole. I showed you the whole.
I tell
game.
everybody that.
I showed you the whole game.
I went to the shop. I went to the first strip club in my boxing shoes, in my
Yeah.
boxing boots. I'm like, yo, Cal, come on. He said, yo, dude, we
Don't
good.
worry
We
about
good.
it. Yeah, my man DJ Self, shout out to DJ Self. He was running the strip club, you know what I mean? And
I know it every time I drive past it, I'm like, yo, that was my first strip club I
Yeah,
went to.
exactly. Yeah, man. And I was like, disrespect to Hazel. We love you, Hazel, but this is what it was back there. I had to show them the whole aspect of the game,
Yeah,
so you get the full
crazy.
picture of how the world works.
Yeah.
And that's what real mentors do. They
Facts.
don't sugarcoat it. They don't hide it from you.
No, but you, even though that was going on, you still had something like in the back of your mind. It was like everything was promotion. Like, yo,
Yes.
This is my fighter. This is fighter. He's coming
That's
up.
right.
It's like
That's
everywhere
right.
we went. So
Everywhere
even
we went.
in the strip club, whatever. And it was.
Marketing.
I remember that day. It was like we went to the strip club, but it was more business.
It's more
But
business.
we were in there.
We wasn't in there with no strippers on us.
Nah.
We wasn't giving nobody no dollars. I was just telling them I'm
I
broke.
remember that. I was like, I remember looking
Yeah.
around like, yo, yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah. I was young too. I wasn't even
Yeah.
21.
Now you're 16.
Yeah.
16, 17. I remember. Snuck in. There's a glitch. You're like, yo, how was like? I said, don't worry about me. He's 21 years old. He with me. Yo, go get self for me. You know what I mean?
Oh,
we went
man.
right up in there.
So, boom, man. All right. So we boxing. What inspired you? What inspired you the most about boxing? Like what?
And it's crazy you say that. What inspired me most, it wasn't even about the boxing. My whole logic for boxing, what got me into boxing was to save kids. How crazy is that? Because I had an epiphany when I was 14 years old. I had an epiphany. I was laying in my bed, somehow I ended up in my bedroom closet. I don't know how the heck I got in there. And I was in there, I was dreaming.
The
No, this
living
is before
room.
I moved into the living room, bedroom. This is before I moved into the living room bedroom. That's when I was 16. I was 14, sharing a room with 3 brothers.
Fire.
Maybe they kicked me out and threw me in the closet, but I don't know how I ended up in the closet.
Fire.
I was in the closet, and I was dreaming. And inside the closet walls opened up into a big room. And on the room, the wall was all paved with gold. And on the gold paved wall, it was faces protruding out of them. Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, Martin Luther King, and a whole bunch of African people I don't even know, kings and rulers, Zulu, King Zulu, Shaka Zulu, all these guys, they was telling me in one solitary voice, your job in life is to save kids. If you don't do it, you're going to die. Now, man, I'm a kid myself at 14 years old, and I'm getting this kind of epiphany like, your job is to save kids, and if you don't do it, you're going to die. I woke up, came out of the closet. Now, mind you, I still wasn't on.
Pause.
Out of the closet mean not no.
Pause up.
Yeah, not none of that bullshit. Coming out of the closet meaning I came out of the closet and I woke up from my fucking dream. On some real man shit. Yeah. If I gotta throw that in there for y'all niggas. But
hilarious.
I'm 100% man, nigga, all man.
All right,
so even though I had that dream, that epiphany when I woke up, even from 14 to about 22, I still was wild as fuck.
Yeah.
I still was hustling and shit. And I kept having flashbacks through all that time of the dream. You probably saving kids, bro. What you doing? Not bro, but you probably saving kids with a stern voice. And it wasn't my voice. When it's your voice, that's when you know you're on the right path. When it's someone else's voice, that means you're trying to find that right path. So the voice kept telling me, yo, what are you doing? You probably saving kids. We told you. We warned you. I was like, man, fuck that shit.
You didn't know how? You didn't know how at the time?
I didn't know how. I could be in the middle.
Because you wasn't, when I met you, you wasn't boxing.
No, I wasn't boxing.
You wasn't. I mean, you
came
was training.
to the gym
you
to
was
train
working.
myself.
You was working out. You was working out. You was training out. You was training. I remember you had the Roy Jones boxing
That's right.
shoes.
I had the Roy Jones boxing shoes.
The Jordans,
right?
Yeah. And I was like, oh shit.
Shout out to Roy. Roy, you know I love you. You my dude, bro.
Facts. So, that was like something that stood out to me when I seen it. I was like, oh shit, that's fat. You had the chain. You used to shadow boxing your chain.
Crazy.
Yeah.
20 years to this day, I still got the same chain.
Wow.
Crazy. My wife bought me this in 2020.
Wow.
No, 2000, year 2000.
Yeah, wow.
2023, I still got the same chain.
Wow. And you shadow boxing, I'm like.
I got more Julies and Rolexes and all that shit
I'm
too,
like,
but I waited.
Right. I'm like, yo, but that stood out to me, the Roy Jones sneakers. But you wasn't training nobody. You wasn't even fighting. You was just working out. You was working.
Remember, me and Bam Bam was working out
together. Shout out to Bam Bam.
Yeah, shout out to Bam Bam.
Yeah.
Bam Bam I was like, yo, Bam Bam, I just want to work out. And Bam Bam used to give me pointers on working out. Boxing pointers on working out.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? Once you started doing that, I started getting flashbacks. My pop showing me, my brother showing me how to fight, me beating up guys, me walking around the hood, my boxing gloves on my shoulder, challenging the bullies. I was an advocate for the weaker people. Always stood up for the weaker people. I was to beat up the bullies in my neighborhood. I was to challenge. You think you'll fight? Here, I had to carry 2 pair of boxing gloves. That's how I met some of my friends too. They was tough guys. I beat them up and we became friends. But so I said, you know what? Once I get an epiphanies, I was like, yo, and getting the flashbacks of me training, I said, you know what? This where I can save kids at. I can save y'all motherfuckers through boxing. Pull y'all out of the games, show y'all what a real man like my father showed me.
So stop right there. Let's like, because I want to like cut into to some certain things. So, because boxing is all right. You teaching people how to box, right? Because I really believe you had it's a gift.
It's a gift.
You got a gift, right? Because you didn't fight, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of things you taught was just it was working, and it really worked. So, you start training. And you start getting into the amateur stuff, and it's not easy to like, because you don't just know. You don't just know. All right, what do we fight? What is this? All right, what tell me about that. Like,
that's a funny story too. I remember when I first
like, we was like, oh man, I need to get this guy in a fight. Like, how does that work?
It's crazy because when we went down to Starlight City, I remember the first time we went down to Starlight City to spar, and I asked a particular coach in there to help me.
Yeah.
And he was acting nonchalant because his fight was way up on this level,
Yeah.
and we were just starting.
Yeah.
So I was like, and when I said, yo, bro, can you help me get my guys to tournaments? I don't know how to do the tournament thing. I ain't know nothing about Golden Gloves and all that. And he was like, man, I ain't got time for like I'm my own fighters. You know, I'm from the streets. So I was like, fuck you, nigga. Bitch ass nigga. I went at him.
Yeah.
And Victor Roundtree, that's how I met Victor Roundtree. Victor Roundtree came and said, yo, bro, calm down. Ain't got to be like that, man. You need some help. I see what you're doing. I see you helping these kids. I'll help you. And that's how me and Victor Roundtree became brothers.
Wow.
Because Vic showed me, yo, you got to do Golden Gloves. You got to come in the novice. Don't go in as open because your fight's going to get killed there. Those guys got 100 fights.
And so he was guiding you.
He guided me through it.
Oh.
He said, do these local shows, and then we go, you got to have guys match them to the number of fights your guys got. You ain't
How'd you feel about that? Like, I know the fighter itself, like, is kind of like gets nervous, first fight coming up. Like, how do you feel about things like that?
Well, I feel the same anxiety you feel.
Yeah.
And
it's like you want your fighter to do good.
I want you to do good, and I don't want you to get hurt.
Yeah.
You know, y'all became my kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the punch you felt, I felt it. You know what I mean? The agony you felt when you lost, I felt it.
Yeah.
The nervousness you felt climbing into the ring, I felt it. The physical trauma, I didn't feel. You know what I mean? Because that's only you could justify that because you're the one getting hit in the head or in the body or wherever you're getting hit at. But all the other emotions that leads up to that, I went through that with you. But being a good leader and being disciplined of my feelings, I knew how to disguise it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You have to.
I knew how to disguise it.
Being a leader, you gotta.
Exactly.
You gotta. You can't.
So if I show weakness, you're gonna be weak. You're gonna lose the fight off the rip. If I show courage and heart, even though I'm fucking nervous as hell, you're gonna go in and like, man, fuck, I could do this.
Yeah,
this is nothing.
That's a bar for all leadership.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So once I exuded that confidence and distributed that courage, man, y'all motherfuckers was killers.
Yeah.
And y'all ain't had no fights.
Yeah, because it's like sometimes the fighter don't have all of that confidence, but because they see you got so much confidence in the fighter, it's like, damn, he sees something in me that I don't see.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. I saw in you your speed, and then through the sparring, I saw you had a chin. And I saw you had heart. Nigga, ain't letting you hit me, and it ain't going, we're going to fight. And it don't care if you better than me. And those are things you can't teach somebody. You can't teach them how to take the punishment. You can train them to physically develop their body to make them strong enough to be able to endure some of the punishment, but you can't teach them how to take it, and you can't teach them how to have heart. You have to be born with that shit.
Yeah, it's different. That's
anything else somebody can either increase for our speed and power and talent.
Can you increase power? Like if you're not a knockout artist, you can increase that. Yeah.
Of course you can. How many guys you rock? You wasn't no knockout. You was a speed guy.
Right.
Speed is power.
Right.
So what I did was to give you more muscle, lean, fast, switch your muscles, and with your speed, now you get equivalent to their knockout power.
I asked that because there's fighters out there that I don't want to name. Devin Haney. What do you think?
Yeah.
You think you think he could increase his power?
Like homeboys.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking
about. Like Regis said, he was a silver spoon fighter.
Who you got on that
I got
fight?
Regis knocking him out.
No way. I got Devin. I got Devin beating him up. I got Devin beating him up. You hear it right here.
Yeah. If he don't knock him out, I lost. If he win, I still lost.
When's that fight? You know,
December something.
Devin Haney all the way.
Nah, Devin Haney been handling his championship. Devin Haney got what they do in boxing.
I get it.
I respect all his accomplishments.
Yeah.
And for him to even get to where he's at is a remarkable feat in itself. But he was silver spooned it.
Yeah, I believe
the championship.
That, you know?
He was silver spooned the opponents. The opponents he had, he fought them when their prime was gone, and those guys still gave him hell.
Who did Regis fight?
Well, Regis fight guys on the come up.
But
I can't name them all, but he fought guys that was really gritty.
I think the same thing. I think the same thing with Devin.
They didn't give him a championship. He earned his, bro. It's two different things. Not saying when they meet at this,
I think Devin is more talented.
Talent-wise, 100%.
Yeah.
Heart-wise, he got a big heart for a young kid. coming up from the
We
trenches.
go. Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. We're gonna have a lot of podcasts with Kel, and we're gonna strictly talk boxing.
Yeah, man.
When we get together.
Yeah, but coming up from the trenches, progress all day.
All right, who's your favorite fighter?
Of all time,
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali, baby.
I knew you. Yeah. How can I forget?
I emulate the whole style.
How can I forget?
You know what I mean?
How can I forget?
Yeah, Ali is my guy all the way
Yeah.
through. And it's not so much we did in the rings, we did outside the ring.
And
for the people.
you don't even budge on that.
Nah, at all.
Nah.
Not at all. And my number 2 is Tito Trinidad.
Tito Trinidad.
Because he had respect for the people. It's all about the people, bro.
Who's
and
number 3?
my third fight going to shock and amaze you is not Joe Frazier. It's fucking Tyson Fury.
No, that don't shock me.
You know why I like Tyson
That's
Fury?
just Tyson is Fury
Not
is
for-
fire.
For a big guy, excellent movement, but how he stands up for his people. He said, the gypsies are really related to the Africans anyway.
Yeah.
Because a lot of Africans were gypsies. They even got raped and pillaged. If you're gonna go into that whole conversation, but he stays up for his people. Like my gypsy people, we're people. We ain't just on the planet. We people. We got feelings. We contributed to society. So I love that about real fighters do that.
He's fire. I like
he's
Tyson.
fire.
I like
And
Tyson Fury.
where he came from, he went through his depression. He got on
Yeah,
drugs and bounced back. You know how hard
He's
that
an
is to
animal.
do.
He's an animal.
I lost one of my brothers to drugs.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't come back. For him to come back out of that, and with all the money he had, he could have kept it going till he dropped that.
He went to 0 and came back up.
Came back up.
In both, in life and in income.
That's right. So
He's a beast.
that's
I love him.
remarkable, respectful. You know.
This new age, you know who I see that's something that's special? Benavidez, the Mexican monster.
Yes.
I never seen nothing like him.
Yes. Nah. For his height, for his
Yeah,
size.
that's what I'm saying.
And for his
His
gratefulness.
Yo, he's an animal.
He's an animal. He's an animal. But his worth ethic is different. He knows what he's fighting for. It's different when you know your why. Like we always say, you got to know your why. It's a difference when you know your why. He knows why he's fighting. He's not fighting for a gold chain. He's not fighting for 40 Mercedes-Benzes. He's not fighting for 10 houses. He's not fighting for a private jet.
What makes you say that? What makes you say he
His
knows
conversation.
His why?
And the look in his eyes is different from the average fighter. The average fighter is looking with gleam in the eye. He looking with focus in his eye. It's a big difference.
Ooh, bars.
Yeah, it's a big difference, bro.
Yeah.
And when he speaks, you can tell, because you maybe look through somebody's eyes, you really can see their soul.
Yeah, it's in their eyes.
You know what I mean? And when he speaks, he looks not only through you, he looks in you. It's a big difference. He's talking to you. He wants you to feel what he feels. Other people, they look around,
Yeah,
look
he's
down.
young.
Yeah, they smile, they smirk.
Yeah.
When he talk into you. And that's a whole different conversation. That's a whole different person, bro.
Yeah, he's
You know what I mean? He knows what he's fighting for.
Mike
He's fighting
Tyson
for
gave
his
him the
pops.
name.
He's fighting for his wife. He's fighting for his kids. And then he's fighting for himself. Now, you really supposed to fight for yourself first. But he put those 3 things before him. His family, his pops, his wife, his kids, then him. That's incredible. You're unbeatable.
He said that in an interview or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're unbeatable.
Nah, he's a beast. his length,
Yeah, man.
his height,
His physical attributes is great.
It's just crazy.
But
And he
his-
don't
his-
even look it. Like he don't like it ain't nothing pretty.
Nah.
Right? Like his body, because he
He
came,
ain't
because
chiseled.
he's not
Nah.
chiseled. He came from like what was he, like 400 pounds, 500
Yeah,
pounds,
something like that. Yeah, he's a heavy dude.
So like just seeing how he connects and his punching power, his speed, he could move and he could box.
He could take it.
He could take. Nah, he's different.
He's
And
different.
26 years old.
Yeah. And when he speaks to you, he got a gratitude and an appreciation for you even entertaining him. Yo, that's rare, bro.
Yeah.
That's a human quality that a lot of us don't possess, man. And to find that in a person, that's why shout out to my man Samson, the promoter. That's a good friend of mine. He knows how to pick the one. He has what I think, but I know I have how to pick the one. Whether it be in business or in boxing or in life in general, he knows how to pick the one.
What was his name? What you said?
Samson.
You said something earlier before off camera. You was like somebody introduced you to me or somebody.
Mike Leonard,
Oh.
my bro. I love this dude. We still do business to this day.
Because
Mike Leonard's a great. Mike Leonard's a great
How did
dude.
that happen? I know him.
Mike met you on social media. That's when MySpace was out.
Wow.
And he wanted to sign you because he
MySpace.
saw you winning, and he saw you won the gold medal.
Wow.
He was interested in signing you, and you did business the right way. So, yo, Kel, holler at him.
I was talking to him.
You was talking to him. He said, yo, I want you to holler at my trainer. He's my training my manager. And that's how you do business. Because unbeknownst to you, or beknownst to you,
Yeah.
the manager really don't want to speak to the fighter. They want to speak
Yeah.
to the person that's behind the scenes, that's
Yeah.
really structuring everything,
Yeah.
making everything move, making all the parts move in sequence. So you put me in touch with Mike, and me and Mike got together and started talking about you. And I said, Mike, I know you love Payso, but he ain't ready yet. I got a kid that's ready.
He wanted to turn me pro.
He wanted to turn you pro. And I said, no, Mike, he got a little ways to go. And he said, all right. He said, all right, Kel. I said, but I got to keep my kid Juan Dominguez. And
Or was it Differson?
no, it was Juan Dominguez. It was both of them, but he really liked Juan Dominguez. So I said, listen, I want you to sign this kid, but you got to give him a salary. America's
Who turned pro first, me or Juan? I
Juan
think it was,
did.
No.
No, Juan did.
For real?
Yeah, Juan did.
Nah.
Can't remember.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
No, Manny did because he fought before you because he had a tough second fight in Roseland.
Okay.
Manny did. And you kept saying, Kel, turn me pro. I said, no, you ain't ready yet. You ain't ready yet, Jay. Yo, turn me pro, I gotta go. And me not listening to myself turned you pro. I should listen to myself.
It wasn't even that. We could get that's a whole other podcast.
Yeah, no doubt. But anyway,
Yeah.
back to the conversation. Mike was in love with you first, and I turned him on to Dominguez, and he went rocking with Dominguez. And Mike went through a little, tribulation in his personal life, so I picked up the payments for Manny, and he saw how honest I was.
Shout out to Manny, Juan Dominguez.
Yeah,
That's
man.
my guy right there.
Yeah, man. Then when Mike saw how honest I was, and I did business from a real character perspective, me and him became bros.
Yeah, that's what's up.
And to this day, we could talk about 20 years.
He's still promoting? He's still promoting?
And man, he promoting MVP promotion. He
B-
got
who?
MVP, Jake
Okay.
Paul. He out
Okay.
there in Puerto Rico with Jake Paul right now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He got Jake Paul Promotions. He got his thing. It's damn, you're gonna kill me, Mike. I got his VP management.
Okay. Yeah, that's
And
fire.
he got he worked with his own too, on some particular level. So Mike is the dude now, and me and Mike had an agreement. Whoever get there first, I was trying to do through the boxing whole thing with fighters managing them, and his thing was on the management side and promotion side. He happened to get there before me, so Mike kept his word. He reached back and pulled me up.
Be honest. I was your favorite guy you worked with.
Was you the favorite?
Yeah,
Of course.
I'm your favorite.
Of course. Always a beat to the day I die. That ain't ever
be
gonna
honest.
change.
Let me
I love
honest.
you like a son.
We had the most fun.
We had the most fun. And I saw you make the transition from a little snide-nosed kid to a grown-ass man. And I always knew you had it. No matter what you did in life, you was going to be that guy.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I mean?
Thanks
But
to
you got to maintain that
but
shit.
But thanks to you, man.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, you
Well,
did.
thanks to your pops for allowing me to jump in that space.
100%.
When
No.
he was at his weakest moment.
Yeah.
He allowed me to come in and, and fill
No,
that gap for him.
yeah, thanks. I mean, but well, I think we all, because even if you're home, you don't listen to the parents. You don't. Well, at least me. A lot of kids don't listen to the closest thing to them because it's
doubt.
not cool to listen to. God put you in my life because you were the cool person that He could put in my life that I will listen to.
Right.
I'm young. I met you when I was 15, and I looked 14, 15. I looked up to you, and I was like, yo, I thought you was dope for many reasons.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it wasn't like you never tried to like make me feel small or young, or you never
Right.
made me feel smaller than you made me feel equal.
Right, exactly.
All the time. So that's why I say thank you for that, because
No doubt, you
a
welcome.
lot of people don't have that.
Nah, man.
A lot of people don't have
Everybody
that.
wanted to be about them.
Yeah.
It's not about you. When you understand the world, even bigger than that, when you understand how the universe works, how we run it, how the rules work in this matrix,
Yeah.
you know it's never about you.
No.
You're here, and this is one of the things I talk about to people when y'all be saying, yo, Kel, thank you. I said, nah, bro, y'all got it fucked up. It's thank you.
Yeah.
Y'all kept me right. Y'all think I'm doing something for y'all. Y'all doing something for me.
Right.
Nobody does nothing for nothing.
Right.
You got to always understand. Now, whether it be for good or for bad, nobody does nothing for nothing.
Right.
And in your particular case, you kept me young. You kept me focused on what I need to do to stay righteous. And you didn't even know. You running around hitting the bag and shit. I'm saying, damn, this little kid ain't got to pop the pistol and window throw it out, and he here busting his ass. That kept me motivated. So so I'm thanking you and all the ones that was in between you for keeping me right. So y'all helped my spirit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Y'all gave my spirit.
So we were hungry.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So you that's energy. Because the energy got to go somewhere. It's like yin and yang. It's like, damn, you keeping me energized. And the same thing with me. I'm like, look at this old ass. He keep coming to the gym. I got to go to the gym.
Exactly.
Remember that time? I had popped my shoulder out.
Yes.
Wait, hold up. Wait. I popped my shoulder out. I was out for a little while.
Right.
And then the day I come back to the fucking gym, after surgery and everything, I was going to get my little workout in. You was like, Zach, I think it was a few other guys were going running.
Right.
I'm like, oh, y'all going running? Okay. I'm going to go running too. Fuck it. I don't have to punch nothing. You know, I could just... This would be an easy comeback.
Right.
Like an easy,
transition.
First day. Yeah. Easy first day. We ran from the gym. 10 miles. He forgot already. We ran from the gym, which is on, at the time, Weirfield and Cypress. From Wilford and Cypress to Williamsburg Bridge, over the Williamsburg Bridge, from Lower East Side to the Brooklyn Bridge, from the Brooklyn over the Brooklyn Bridge, from downtown Brooklyn back to
the gym. That's crazy.
I couldn't move. I couldn't move for 2 weeks. That day, I had to go to a family event. That night, I was
done.
Done ain't the word. You remember when all my skin came off my toe, and you was like, I was like, yo, I'm going back home.
Right.
I said, I'm going back home, because we was right by the J train in Marcy. And we was about to get on the bridge, and I said, my foot, I can't go no more. It's been months since I ran, because I just got out for surgery. I said, I can't run no more. He said, yo, Dope, you came out with us. You can't go back. You ain't no quitting. Ain't no quitting. Yeah. I'm like, I can't feel my foot. He said, keep running through the pain. Keep running. I said, I can't. I wanted to quit so bad. And I tell you, I didn't quit. I kept running until my foot really got numb. When I was done with that run, when I took my shoe off, blood. It was full of blood. It was crazy. It was insane. I hated him for that. And not seriously. Yeah. But I couldn't, from not running for months and then doing 20 miles plus 18 miles, whatever that was. That run was 15 to 18 miles. That run was like 3 hours.
I know.
The run was like three hours. We was running marathons for no reason.
But it was for a reason.
It was for a reason, but come on, that shit was crazy. Coming off a break and going into that was not a good idea for me.
If you want to be a champion, bro, you got to do what the champions do.
Yeah,
champions don't take no days off. No. Champions get injured, they still run. They still hit the bag.
But you did give me a choice. You said you could stay in the gym or you could come with us. You didn't tell me to go with y'all.
Exactly.
And I thought it was going to be easy.
Yeah.
And that shit was the hardest day of my life. One of the hardest days of my life.
You got free will. You could be a bum, you could be a champion. You got free will. It's your choice. And I don't fuck with bums.
So stay at the gym. But I just got back, man. I had just got back from this surgery, and I had 2 surgeries on my arm.
Yep.
I broke my hand. Look at the that's it. That was before another tournament.
Yep.
I tore this twice.
And fought with it. That was incredible. You was a superhero that day, nigga.
Yeah.
I got a whole new respect for you that day.
Yeah, that was a special day.
Yo, the nigga, we got the video. I got it on my.
Oh, you got it here?
I got the video.
Oh, man. Matter of fact, I could probably put a clip right here.
Yeah, man. Your shit popped out. And you was like, ah! And you came back to the corner. I snapped it back in.
No, I snapped it in. The first time it popped.
You snapped it back in.
It was in the air. and I was like, oh shit! I just like in the motion, and I punched it down twice, came back in, but then in the last round they gave because they wanted to stop the
They
fight.
wanted to stop it. He said, "Yo, if we come back out again," I said, "Yo, Jay, you gotta throw that motherfucker."
And that's what it
gotta
was.
throw
They
it.
was starving for me to throw that fucking
Yep.
hand, and I was beating him with one hand,
With one hand.
and it was he was a lefty.
Yeah.
So
and his name was Lefty.
Yeah, his name was Lefty.
Yeah.
Man,
Kid from Long Island.
what a time.
Yeah, what a time, boy. The guy 20-something years ago went by like this.
That's not 20-some years ago.
Easy 20 years ago.
I'm not
Jay.
that
You was
old.
like 18 years old.
Hell
bro.
no.
How
Oh,
much
wait,
you was? You was like 18 years old.
Yeah, that
We
wasn't
just came
20-some years ago.
We just came, you was like 19? We just came from Lake Placid.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause we won that tournament,
19.
and we was winning that tournament.
19, yeah, damn.
Yeah, that was like 20 years ago, bro. That was in 2005-ish. Like 18 years ago.
We was just
18,
different.
19
Like,
years ago.
I think boxing is incredible.
Yeah, but to your
for-
point,
Yeah.
that's why I got into boxing to save kids'
Yeah.
lives. And then once I really got into it, depth into it, I saw how these kids was getting treated. So like I said, I got my mama's heart. I said, damn, I gotta help these kids.
Yeah.
And man, I managed to feed y'all. I had to drive y'all around, whatever, buy equipment,
anything.
pay for the whole gym myself.
And never hesitated.
Never hesitated.
Never hesitated. You know, you was really big bro. You was really
Yeah,
holding
man.
shit down. And not with just me. When the
whole
gang started
team.
to come, it was like you had now like the baby kids with you.
Yeah, man. I had about 6, 7 of us.
Yeah.
I remember and Jeff, he couldn't even eat. I was giving $5 every night to eat food.
Yeah.
Take cabs to the gym sometimes.
Yeah.
I bought him clothes.
Yeah.
He was poor.
He was
God
going
bless
hard.
his mother heart. I hope she's still alive.
Yeah, you was definitely going hard with us, man. We appreciate
Daryl
you,
Madison, I'm spending
Daryl, shout out to Daryl.
Yeah, man, to do all that. I got
Daryl
him
was
an
one of the
apartment.
nastiest heavyweights I've seen.
Yeah,
he
was
could
bad.
box.
Yeah, he could box. Built like Joe Frazier, but fought like Ali, and he was southpaw. He was nasty.
I just
man.
watched Joe Frazier and Holyfield. Man,
Yeah, they was bad.
not Joe Frazier. Holyfield when he fought
Mike.
damn, nah.
Kawhi Muhammad.
Damn, it's right. When he fought
George Foreman.
George Foreman, I just
Yeah.
watched that the other day.
Yeah, that was a brutal fight. George took a beat in that fight.
George, he's
a monster.
fucking
And George already 40, 42, I think.
Yeah, he was
42 years old.
older, but he was such a monster.
Nah, that's his second in the career. His first career, he was unstoppable.
Nah, he was different.
He was a beast.
It was different, but he was a monster when he was older.
Yeah,
Reggie.
he
Like,
was a monster
you
when he
couldn't
was
do nothing with it. It was a brick house.
Yep, won a championship. Beat Michael Moore.
That was he was special.
Yeah,
You gotta love it. So you got Lefty now. You got Lefty
Yeah.
Matthew Gonzalez.
Matthew Gonzalez.
And this not now. You like Lefty used to
had
come
him.
around when he was
I had him when
10
he was
years old. You know,
I had
with his
him
brother.
from, I think 9, 10, 11 years
How's that
old.
working with him now?
It's different. The only problem I had with Lefty, I told him, let me go back a little bit. I started training Lefty when he was like 9. I had from 9 years old, 10 years old, 11 years old. I had him at 11 years old sparring with all the supposedly top kids that won multiple championships, and I had to have him kill all of them. And then it got to the point we couldn't even spar with them no more. I had him sparring with a 26-year-old female, this Asian girl named Karen Yee. I had him sparring her. She was 26 years old, but
I
they was around the
remember
same
Karen.
height. Remember Karen?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he started beating her up so bad. I had 11 years old, I had him sparring with 16-year-olds. They couldn't really fight. They was green, but he was beating them 16-year-olds at 11 years old. That's how bad
Wow.
Lefty was. Unfortunately for him, and fortunately for him that he has a good chin and a big heart and no quit attitude, and he could take it, he fought the same way now at 28. He used to fight when he was 11 years old. That means, unfortunately, nobody taught him nothing.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why, but I want to get to all that, but nobody really taught him how to fight as a professional fighter.
So how you got him now? Like how you working with him
He's a
now?
monster now.
Yeah.
He's a monster now. And it's crazy. I always tell myself I can't run from my blessings. I know my blessing was to save kids. And for some particular reason, Lefty kept on coming back into my life. When he first wanted to go pro, he came and got me. I stopped working with him because I didn't like the people he was working with. The old man he was working with was trying to tell me how to train him. Meanwhile, I made champions. You bugging.
Yeah.
So I walked away from that. He came back to me later on, and then for whatever reason, I didn't want to get involved. I walked away from that. This time, I said, you know what? The third time he came to me, the Creator's putting him in my life for a reason. Let me work with him. and we both agreed on a particular arrangement. And I said, Matt, you're surviving all this time on your own. You're surviving, and not only me, everybody was saying you still fight like when you was 11 years old.
Wow.
So that's when I was training him. So, and being that he survived this long undefeated is a testament to him, and it's remarkable that he didn't lose a fight yet.
Yeah.
Fighting like the same way he fought when he was 11 years old.
Wow.
So now, with the structure I put around him, because I know so many people on every level, Golden Boys, Mike Leonard, Al Heyman people, Samson, Sam Watson. I know all these top guys who really count in boxing, who really run their own promotion companies. I'm guiding him through the boxing the way it's supposed to be by protecting the business side of it.
Yeah.
The fighting is the easy part.
Yeah.
It's the business that's the mustard. The business will discourage fighters from becoming who they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
As far as financially and personally and developing character and all that. Because once you get stumped with the business side, you don't want to fight no more.
Right.
You're just fighting for a check now.
Right.
So you're not becoming a world champion. You become a journeyman at best.
Right.
So now the structure I put around him now, I have Mike Leonard involved and whoever he want to bring in there on the promotion side. And he has hands in all the pots too, like I do.
You guys got a fight coming up?
We got a fight coming up.
Was it
it was
December?
supposed to be December, but that fight fell through because the guy got cut. So now we're moving toward January now.
Fire.
But he's gonna be a totally different fighter. He's making all the adjustments now, so he's gonna be a real professional fighter.
What's his record right now?
13-0 and 1 draw.
13-0, 1 draw. You guys would definitely hear from Lefty on a podcast for sure. But I know you're doing some amazing things with him, and it's great because you actually know him, like
I'm a baby.
And I think that's a plus when you know the person.
Exactly, and I explained that to him too. There's a difference when somebody know you as a person, not know you from fighting, but know you.
I think that's
know what makes you tick.
I think that's one of the reasons why it's so good for like the father-son collaborations in boxing. I think that's why it works so well because the father knows the kid. Do you think that?
Yeah, but the kid got to listen to the father.
Right.
But the father at the same time got to understand he's not with the kid no more.
Right.
And give him his space outside of boxing.
But you got so many like the Zabs and the Yoels. You got the Danny Garcia and Angels. You got
they know they kid.
Tiafimo and his dad.
They know they kid.
Yeah, Devin and his dad.
And they know when to step back and let him be a man.
So it's kind of like that with Lefty because you know him. You know him.
I know him.
You shit. You
when
know him. He used to come around.
He used to spend it at my house on the weekends.
He was what? How old was he when he used to come to the gym?
9, 11, 10.
Nah, he was younger than that.
Yeah, he was a baby.
Yeah, he was a baby.
Yeah.
But he was so serious about boxing.
Serious. I still could vividly remember.
He loved it.
The look in his eye when I should do pads with him. And I see that same look today, the concentration.
Lefty don't change.
He don't change. The same concentration. And the attention to want to get better and want to know more.
Yeah. What is that?
Yeah, 10 o'clock.
All right. What
or
time?
10 minutes, 1 to 2.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well,
but we got to do a part 2 to this. So there's a whole lot to talk about. We got to get into the whole professional career. And
we definitely going to do that. We definitely going to do that. We could do that ASAP.
Yeah, man.
We could do that ASAP. We could do that ASAP.
Yeah.
What would you tell the people? Like, give any advice, any life advice, to the people out there that's listening?
The biggest thing I can tell y'all, and please pay attention to this. This is real jewels, real knowledge I'm dropping right now. Never, ever, 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 ever listen to somebody that don't have more than you. Because how in the world can somebody tell you how to have character when they don't? How to be a father or a husband when they can't? How to be a millionaire when they broke?
And that's a lot. A lot of that is going on today.
Never listen to people who don't have more than you. There's no disrespect to them, but if you knew everything, you would have done it.
Facts.
That sums up everything right there.
Facts. It's like Papito says, yo, I never knew there was a lot of philosophers out here.
Yeah, exactly. If you knew everything, why you ain't on top?
That's a fact.
Why you looking at me to get us on top?
Yeah.
You supposed to set the ladder for me.
Yeah.
So set the stage for me to get up there. You supposed to build the ladder. Boom, I'm here now.
Yeah.
What can I add to it?
Yeah. What can I add? That's major.
Yeah.
What can I add to it?
What can I add to it?
Not what can I take from it. What can I add
Yeah, man.
to it? It's like
It's like the blind leading the blind.
Yeah. You know, it's
crazy.
like
The intentions
it's not
might-
what the people could do for me. It's what I can do for the people.
Is what we
Yeah.
could do. We could do together as a people.
Yeah.
That's the logic.
Facts.
What can we do together as a people? Because when I make mine without you, nigga, I'm not giving you what I got. I'll show you how I get it. I teach your bum ass how to fish. Nigga, I'm not giving you shit.
Yo.
I might buy you a meal. I might even buy you
Yo,
a sneakers. Give you what I got, nigga. That's for me.
This episode is. I love you.
I love you too.
Thank you for doing this. Yo, this episode, your kids can't watch this one.
Maybe they need to watch this one. Shit.
Yo,
Take some pressure off your ass.
Man, I love you.
Yeah, I love you
Let's
too,
get
bro.
it, yeah.
Appreciate you. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Before in closing, hold up. In closing, this got to be part of the promo. Jim U Boxing's in the building. GGE Enterprises in the building. Center Bag is in the building.
Where can they find you at? What's your Instagram? What's your Instagram?
And hold up.
All that.
Best Stop Fly, my brother Steve. Where I go, you go.
Yeah, facts.
In the building.
Steve, what
and
up?
Payso Entertainment in the building.
Payso Entertainment.
That's
and I
what's
have to
up.
bring that back. Where can they find you at? What's your Instagram?
Coach Kelly Rich.
Spell it out for them just in case.
CoachKellyRich
Instagram.
at Instagram.
Yeah,
On
follow
all
him
my
on Instagram.
social medias, Twitter, Facebook.
Same thing.
All the same thing.
Fire. Let's get it. This was great.
Let's get this money.
Oh yeah.